Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forever. So, this is a game. I'm gonna show you a few games I played against ZLO here. Played 4 games against ZLO on the ladder, and we're gonna speed up as well so the game doesn't take too long. And we're also playing the Total Annihilation soundtrack because I did not have any music on while playing these games, so give you something to listen to. Hopefully it's not too loud. So the game we're playing against ZLO, as I said. I'm Seraphim. He is UEF, and if you were reading the chat there, I got the sound bug in this game, which is a lovely excuse to have when anything goes wrong in the game. Just in your back pocket. The sound bug is basically where, well, one of them is sounds play once and then they don't ever play again. So you're in total silence for most of the game, which is very off-putting for me. I always use the sound a lot to know what's going on in the game. This map is Optima Ferox, 5x5 map, a lot of natural reclaim. There's a civ base in the middle. There is a lot of mass in the bottom left corner as well. There's some high-tech wreckages there. And yeah, just to remind you, the game is sped up. I'm not this fast. So, we're going to see what happens. See what ZLO does. I've gone second land. I'm going third air. I think air's pretty good on this map. You want to try and be safe. That was a nice bit lucky save on my engineer there. And we sent out some Selines to get some radar on the map and stuff, so you can see I have one above his base. So now we send the scout, and he has a bomber. Now, did I make an inti or a... Oh yeah, I went for an interceptor. Not a bomber. So he bombs a tank, which I'm fine with. And then we start dodging with the engineer, but doesn't matter. We just waste our orders really by doing that. Here, I don't want to send the... I don't want to use the Celine to attack the engineer there. I can just leave it stealth and just kill it with the tanks I have in the area. And you can see ZLO has very few tanks. I'm after wasting a couple on his ACU, which is unfortunate. But having air is also very nice for seeing what's happening. So I can see there that he's upgrading to T2 land. So I better do something about it. And what I should do about it is, of course, make T2 land myself. That's a pretty safe bet. And he already has T2 done. 4 minutes 16 seconds in, he has T2 done. Now, he did just give me all the reclaim on the bottom left, it seems. Well, a certain amount of it. Now I'm making some aggressive air unit, making a bomber to try and do some damage. Slow him down some more. You can see I have total map control, so I should be able to have a pretty good position. But the problem is I really underbuilt power. Probably because I didn't expect to get all of the map and all of the mass on the map. So I can't actually use it. This bomber actually does quite a lot of damage. So we do a bit of micro here. Turn and drop. And we have what? We got 9 kills there with that bomber, so that was really good. Wasting more tanks into my poor tanks into his ACU. I only started the T2 upgrade there. I should have started a bit sooner, so now I'm going to be a bit late. I also make a T2 max, which sort of, because I have a lot of reclaim and I still have more reclaim in the bottom left, and I also don't have much build power to spend that mass otherwise, so use the build power in the mechs. Now I have a transport, and the plan for the transport is to drop some Zooies. It's probably not something you'd expect to do on a 5x5 map, but on this map I can go around and land in the back of his base without too much trouble. He's not really making air at the minute, or it doesn't seem to be. So we have a lot of assistance on our T2. We need to get it up fast. He already has many Mongoose. That's right, Mongoose. That's what he's going for. That was the whole plan for him. And he has... God, look at all the mass I have. It's quite a lot of mass. And now I'm leaving with my ACU because I want to make the gun. I'm already behind on T2 quite a bit, so I need to get ahead. Need to catch up somehow. Gun ACU seemed like a decent idea. Again, power is a slight issue. So we're gonna get this drop off. He's not gonna see it. He's not expecting it, I think. Need some Zooies for drops, or just because they're a good unit. And here, I could have done more micro here for sure. I think I look away now. Now I'm playing very defensively, which may have been a mistake. But I sort of felt, whoa, what's going on here? Sorry about that. Yeah, where were we? So we'll try another drop, I guess. This one a bit different. So I did leave a lot of mass here, which is not good, and now I'm actually running out of mass. Kind of needed that. And the Mongoose are coming. I only have one Ilshi there. It's getting pummeled. And we've run out of mass. See that? Too many support factories that we could not afford. Quite a bad mistake. Big waste of mass. He has some pigeons outside his base now. Probably because I dropped all those artillery in his base. So unfortunately he had a Mongoose right next to my couple of artillery there, so they did nothing. Gun is finished. And we have a bit of mass, so we unpause another support factory, drop some artillery in the top, and would you look at that, he actually has some power there, so that's significant damage. But again, I should now drop engineers to the top. Not sure if I do, I can't really remember. The Mongoose are really good. Where's my Ilshval right now? There goes an Ilshi for free. That hurts. Okay, found a couple of units on the left here, so I'm gonna trap them. But he seems to have quite a few units now. Quite a few. That Ilshi is stuck, which is very sad. And that is, yeah, look at how many Mongoose he has. So I'm getting a bit scared. Just make a PD, and I don't really place it very well, I think. Another problem with fighting against Mongoose here is that even though I have the gun, obviously Mongoose will outrange me slightly, and they can move around the map so quickly that... Yeah, he just rushed in there actually and killed my T2 engineer, so I'm gonna have to replace that. And also my radar, so my Ilshis can't even shoot, just terrible. But yeah, you see if I move with my ACU, The Mongoose could simply turn around and I could get overrun by ZLO's army. So right now it looks really bad, honestly. He has so many Mongoose. I have only, I don't know how many, 8 or 9 Ilshis. One of them stuck as well, so we won't count him. So now we're moving side to side with the Ilshis to try and dodge as much of the Gatling gun fire as we can. Not so easy to dodge the grenades. And you can see there's not many fronts here, so not many fronts at all. So ZLO has quite a bit of time to well, not much else to pay attention to other than his Mongoose army. Being a little bit annoying with our Zooies. And now there's even, looks like the odd pillar in there. And you can see we just lost a lot of Ilshivo. Ouch. It hurts. And here I thought I would die if he came after me, but he doesn't seem to want to. It's very difficult to know what to do in this situation, because, well, it just feels very snowbally once he kills a few. He got some cheap kills on my Ilshivo. Now it's very difficult to catch up, so what I'm going to try and do is get some PDs and take this reclaim field, at least on the top, which is mainly filled with my own dead units, so it's really, you know, I deserve them. But I'm going to have to earn them with some PD, so we have some mass, so we unpause another support factory. Engineers in the base would have been better than 2 support factories, for sure. Idle units on the top getting wrecked. And just like that, in a very bad situation again. See, you look away for a second, and also again, you know, sound bug, so I can't hear my units dying, which is very sad. So we're not dead, but we're not feeling good either. We got a reclaim field, so we can have some good production at least. I can't get this guy off the cliff, which is sad, so we'll just put him in the recycling tank as his final duty. These PDs, well, I think you all see the difficulty with them. It's the terrain, and the fact that I build PDs on one side means he simply runs across to the other side. I'm also quite low on HP, need some vets, which ZLO is not giving me. So I'm just desperately trying to micro back and forth, dodge all the fire if I can, and I just have to get some kills. Basically, I can't not fight. But it's so difficult to move against this force now. He must have 20 Mongoose at least, and that's pretty devastating when that starts firing at your ACU or your Ilshis. Also, my economy management does leave something to be desired. I'm about to send all my mass into PGens as I run out of mass, I think. Pretty sure that's what's happening. Try a bit of a raid. May be a bad idea with 2 Ilshivo. Why send 2 there? Doesn't seem to make much sense in hindsight. Why send 1 there even? It seems like the single Phobo would have done all that's necessary. Well, at this point, I was feeling quite frustrated by the devastation that the Mongoose were inflicting upon my poor Seraphim army and commander. And so I decided if I don't fight him now, I guess I can never fight him. Doesn't seem like it's getting better, rather worse, so might as well just go. And we will get in perhaps an overcharge or two, but my army has swiftly disintegrated, leaving very little. And somehow ZLO decides to oh, some salty chat. ZLO decides not to go in for the kill there, although he certainly could have killed me. And perhaps now he'll decide it's time. As you can see, my PDs have been killed from the middle of the map, which is also showing their poor placement. Or just not, well, they're just not very useful, it seems, on this map because of the terrain. They were bad. I made far too many PDs, that's for sure. Especially when I had build power in the form of factories. Okay, next game. This didn't come directly after. I actually was playing a bullet chess game here, and I had to just leave it. That's might be the sound you heard at the start of this video. So, what happens here? Are we sped up or no? We are. So it's ambush pass. Another 5x5. ZLO again is UEF. I am Cybran. So bit of useless reclaim there, then some useful reclaim, then some really useful reclaim there. AC starts walking, gotta fix that. More useful reclaim. We've made some scouts and mostly engineers. I don't know if I make, I don't know when the first lab comes out, but or Mantis. It won't be too quick. Here he somehow bumps into me and with his scout and loses it. That's quite sad for him. He's trying to spot if I have second air or something. Trying to get some tree reclaim with this top right engineer, and the next guy is going to assist the ACU. You need to assist your ACU, of course, quite heavily on this map because of all the reclaim. So you can see my Mantis have not appeared yet. I'm being quite aggressive in my expansion. Expand fast. Faster than your opponent, and well, you can't go too wrong as long as you don't lose all your expanding engineers. See now, a lot of assistance. Okay, finally we're going to start making Mantis out of that factory. See, quite late, so labs could have done significant damage to me. I was quite greedy here. Get the air factory up, because air is quite good on this map, because the middle is generally closed off, so flying straight across the map and doing some bomber damage can be good. Third air bomber, maybe not my greatest decision, but we are assisting it at least. And just on cue, ZLO's bomber appears. I thought about what I should do. I just quickly decided to just say, screw it. We have build power all in one place. We can very quickly build an anti-air turret, so we just build it and deal with this problem, because the Inti could have taken a little while to come out. I don't have a scout yet, so I just ground fired randomly and missed, and that bomber did nothing, but he did build anti-air, which is something at least. Now the ACU leaves. You want to leave fast on this map. You have to leave fast because you want to get to your opponent's base with your ACU quickly. And our expansion is coming on very nicely. I'm expanding on the left side main expansion and the right side main expansion right now. At the same time, I have quite a few. All my mantis are running straight across into his half of the map, which is perfect. I'm going to try to get some of the mid reclaim here. And actually I accidentally figured out a new way to get some of the mid reclaim much faster. Although I kind of destroyed some reclaim as well in the process, which wasn't ideal. But here I walk into a PD. That's not great. But killing the mass fabs, although it destroyed some power reclaim, it actually killed the PD, so now I can go take all that reclaim. With just my ACU, I don't need any other units, and that's pretty nice. Unfortunately now I've put it in a video, so I guess people can see it quite easily. But they could see in the replay anyway. Get a PD up here, I'm feeling quite good about that. Trying to get a PD up on the right side, because why the hell not? And the more observant viewers may have noticed what ZLO has done in his base. And I have not noticed this. Oh wait, maybe I have noticed it. Because I'm making T2, it seems. Well, maybe I had noticed it. I hadn't... didn't look like there was any indication. But he has gone T2 land very quickly, once again. Same as in the last game. Last game it worked extremely well for him. This is a different map though, and holy shit, we are stalling a lot of power. And we've already paused our air. We're just building a lot of stuff right now. Somehow this PD finishes, which is fantastic. I didn't deserve that. But we got it. Okay, we stopped power stalling. Oh, I'm making... Oh, wow, I'm making pigeons everywhere, that's why. And I find the Mongoose. And he's just in range of my vanilla ACU. And he dies. Which is brutal. First Mongoose. That could deal with all my mantis there. Well, maybe not all of them. But it was extremely important. And he lost it to my ACU. So that was just a micro fail from ZLO there. But now... You can't be deterred by the hail of bullets coming from the fog of war. You just have to keep going. There we get an overcharge. Once again, overcharge, extremely important versus T2 land early on. He tries to TML me there and very nearly managed it. Because he's rushed to TML as well, and now ZLO calls GG on this strat. Now, he had quite a few Mongoose there that he lost to my ACU. I mean, he lost at least 4, I guess. So that's quite a lot of T2 units at the start of a game. So he could have potentially been in a good position with a bit more micro and maybe not rushing that TML. Although the TML, if he had been able to keep that TML alive, it could have been very, very bad for me, given that he can immediately TML my land HQ as long as he could scout my base and find it, and then I would not be able to have access to T2. He could permanently deny it. Now we're on to, so we won there, and I think it was really down to just maybe some micro from ZLO that didn't go correctly. I think he was a bit unlucky in the game overall. Next game, here we go with WEF this time. So it's time for Mongoose revenge on Tag Craftiest Maximus. So, damn, this music is creepy. The soundtrack, gotta say, the Total Annihilation soundtrack is simply just better than Spring Commander. No question. It's just better. So, not sure what to do with this engineer. You'd think after I played this map so long I would know what to do. So I actually do something I never do. This is a new build for me. I'm just winging it. So I send an engineer quickly across to expand to the main corner expansion on the top for me. I don't normally do that. Normally the ACU takes care of that expansion, but ACU is slower than engineers. So there is something to be said. We did quite nicely to catch that tank. Not too bad. Now we're at the mass stall point of craftiest build, which will be followed in 2 minutes by the power stall portion. Well, maybe 3 minutes. Because there's so many expansion mexes. It takes a couple of minutes to get to them. And once you do get them, then, well, suddenly you need a lot more power. So our ACU now, it's a good thing we sent the engineer ahead of us, because the ACU is stopping to build another factory. And we're going to need a lot of power, so let's queue it up, get a couple of engineers on it now. Get some scouts going. We have scouts everywhere. Air scout. Our Inti is trying to catch an air scout. He's not going to succeed. Oh, we lose our air scout over there. That's sad. And we have some idle... 2 idle factories and an idle ACU. That's not great. Especially when the idle factory is an air factory. And I messed with my hotkeys several times before building something out of the air factory. Our mass is building. We need more power. We may be able to kill this engineer with our bomber. I think. So now we're really concentrating our build power here in the base. And I'm really hoping he doesn't bomb this cluster of engineers, because they're about to build everything for me. And if they're not there, it would be quite painful. So the power stall isn't too bad. Little power stall here, power stall there. But overall, not too serious. Minus 95 is unpleasant. Sure, but you could see it doesn't last too long. Ish. Classic crafties. But I'm quite pleased. We're very quick to the top right 4 mexes. We're already building a Hydra there. I know he's not in the bottom left yet. So our expansion is quite quick. It's quite quick. This raid, not so good. ACU is being chosen to build every mex. And we am quite scared now of air, certainly. We're already on the way to T2. How far am I on T2 now? I'm actually almost on T2 now. So this is very quick T2. Certainly not. What was it? How fast was ZLO's in the first one? It's like 4 minutes 15 seconds or something. So we're like just after 6 minutes we get our T2, which is quick enough for me. That'll do. I have a nice bunch of NGs in the base to help us. We have 2 factories upgrading now to T2 immediately, and we're going to get our T2 Pigeon started immediately as well. Get the support factories finished as quick as possible. Our mass is building a lot. We should add more factories. Those NTs were to perhaps catch a transport. Get the TMD, and probably didn't need to rush TMD so fast. Cut out this raid, and then I realized, oh, I have no tanks on this side. That's quite a predicament with 1500 mass in the bank. A couple more factories would have been good. So I go for a PD. Probably unnecessary, but he sort of provoked me with his ACU. Maybe I overreacted. Okay, 3 factories now at T2, making... That's right, a Mongoose. The king of the Mongs. Or the king of the geese. You decide. Or king of the UEF. T2 at the minute. So, he's getting some raids done. Suddenly I have no mass because of that. And we have a shit ton of power. It's not too much fun. Not fun at all, really. And he's really committing quite a few units now. So we have a lot of power and no mass, so we take our engineers off assisting the land factories and put them assisting the air factory. Because again, we did have air pause for quite a while, so I'm likely still behind there. He actually killed my air units as well, so we have some catching up to do there. And we gotta make these Mongoose work. Anytime they're not shooting, they're sort of wasted. You want to shoot as much as possible, but from out of range. So we get our air scouts here. We don't have land scouts with our Mongoose, unfortunately. So we make do with air scouts, and ZLO is allowing me to use my air scouts on the left side. Without the air scout here, I would not send this Mongoose in. But actually, oh, I just realized I also have a juicy frigate, and the frigate is providing so much intel, so that's actually huge. And now the left side looks pretty bad for him. I've cut out his raids. He committed a lot of units here on my side, and we've cleaned all those up with our Mongoose. Now we have an ACU upgrade coming because again I had a T2 Pigeon so fast and I'm overflowing so much power that it only made sense to make an upgrade. Still stalling mass too much, that's for sure. Stalling mass too often, which is hurting my production, but we're trying. Now it looks a bit better. And the middle, ZLO really likes to do this artillery on the plateau sort of thing, up and down the plateaus, which is very annoying. And so I'm not sending my Mongoose forward through the middle, trying to keep them in the sides here. And also we did lose some Mongoose here on the left. Did catch a few, but we did huge damage, and losing a few Mongoose is not the end of the world. Don't panic. Desperately need some radar on the left, or vision. You can see the Mongoose are just able to stay. Oh, just heard one die, but it may have been his Mongoose. Now his ACU is forced back by the PD. He actually walked pretty far into range of that PD there. And we have quite a few Mongoose. So now it looks super good for me. I haven't even worried about the side islands or anything. Navy isn't good, doesn't look good because he made so many submarines. So that's not great. We also have no factory now in the top expansion, which is a bit painful. So we target the ACU, and he is not dodging these shots right now. He is taking huge damage, and the shields are protecting me from overcharge. Oh my god, he's so low. Now I panic and think he might overcharge every single unit I have at once, but he doesn't manage to do that. And we send the ACU forward, but he just keeps running. Continues to run. And an ACU is not going to catch another ACU. Unless maybe it's a Nomad's ACU. I think they have a speed upgrade. But we're not playing with Nomads, so we don't have to worry. Now we made some Janus. We actually won air. And what... We're Janus really the best option? depends on how I use them. Using them to kill some artillery up here. That's not that good really, is it? Gunships would do it better, probably. But it is nice to get rid of those annoying little bastards. I have a lot of mass in the bank again. Need to find some way to use it. And what the hell? Let's make... So that T2 engineer made a TMD, and he's also queued up another T2 land support factory. I probably could have placed it with adjacency, that would have been nice, but sort of rushed a bit. So we send the Mongoose on the left. ACU in the middle is basically untouchable because ZLO has low HP. We have decent air control. It looks quite even. And I have nano and the gun, so it should be okay. Unfortunately, we waste our beautiful Janus. Very sad state of affairs there. And now we make torp bombers. All those subs are going to disappear extremely quickly. You don't even really need air control to use torp bombers in this way because, well, you just don't really. How is he going to cover all of his navy with air? It's going to be difficult. So we'll take some mass in the middle. Use our own subs to raid him. Kill his naval production. Take his expansion on the left. And this game should be over soon. From what I remember. And it was only yesterday. Or wait. The day before. I can't remember. Okay. And yeah, ZLO calls it GG. There we go. Who needs the islands or anything? All you need is T2 land and a Mongoose. So there we go. We have one more game. So let's watch it. Regar 6 Highlands. And again, it's UEF on UEF. Now ZLO, I think, has had UEF every time. So he's likely searching with UEF. I'm searching with random factions. So I'm quite happy that I got UEF again. Guess what might happen here? What units may I decide to construct? I think you guessed correctly. Of course, I can't hear you, unlike the YouTube algorithm, or Google, or any of the other tech companies that are listening to you. But I know you said Mongoose, even if it's in your head. And you're absolutely correct. So let's see what happens here. Just starting off, reclaiming rocks. Good old rock clicking. Nothing like it. It's no tree clicking though. So we get a few scouts, you know, a bit of vision on the map. Maybe we'll see a bomber, maybe we'll see a lab. Maybe we'll see any of the 7 wonders of Supreme Commander, whatever they are. So, I'm sure everyone knows the map. Regar, made by Lionheart. So we're going to follow this lab, because you got to keep track of these pesky little rats. So which way is he going to go? Where's my tank going to go? Now this, I do so nicely here, you know, following the tank or following the mech marine, saving this engineer. Then so I took the wrong route with my tank here. That wasn't very good. This lab is gonna pop up later, multiple times. So I did pretty good, and then I messed it up. If I had driven my tank through between the two rocks there and to the right, I would have caught it. Or just put one tank at the back of the base. I would have caught it. But now you can see he's heading left towards an engineer, and just flew past was an air scout from ZLO. My Inti is now chasing across the map. It's going to get wasted, and my poor tank, my poor engineer, has been caught by ZLO's mech marine, and also my air scout. Oh no, my air scout somehow lived, despite being in close proximity to an enemy interceptor. So now we've got to really balance our economy properly here. Reclaim that PGen we were building. Assist the land factory, but we're lacking mass. So I should have had a bit more reclaim. Should have reclaimed better. Oof, minus 26 is appalling. My 2 on land factories have shut down. They are closed. They're not interested in producing units. So we cancel our transport because, well, there's a wing of fighters. And on the left, our engineer on the leftmost mechs there, you see that mech marine I just targeted? Yes, he did get another engineer kill because the tank I was using, I gave a different order to, and so that's quite painful. It does hurt. Our T2, however, is pretty close, and we're getting a very nice raid in his expansion. ZLO really doesn't like leaving his base with his ACU before any reasonable time that most people would agree is reasonable. ZLO will still be in his base building, and this is the cost here, and also probably the cost of sending so many units to the right. So we're sort of forced to just raid each other now. So I'm doing decent damage. He's done quite a nice bit of damage with the just the mech marine did nice damage, but also now on the right there's another mech marine and there's tanks. I've lost multiple expanding engineers on the right side of the map now as well, so that's, it hurts. And I've also rushed with my ACU across the map. I didn't build a factory or anything in the base, so it's pretty vulnerable. So as soon as my ACU left, he has just ran in there and taken advantage. So we're going to try and be sneaky, send one tank, 2 tanks one way, 1 tank another way, instead of sending them all the same way. Because you're not really looking to, if you're looking to win a fight with those tanks, then you want to keep them all together, obviously, but we're not trying to do that. We're just trying to catch an engineer, basically. It's the only target. Because, I mean, what kind of meaningful fight can 3 tanks win? Not a very meaningful fight. Not so much. And you see 2 tanks got caught out, but one's still alive now. Maybe he can kill something, I don't know. We are getting crushed in air, but we have the Mongoose. And we have a half-ton T2 Pigeon already, which is pretty nice. It's nice to have that. And look at that, our tank did get through and kill an engineer. So that went very well. I have a filthy bomber attacking my territory. Oh my god, the power stall, the economy management has been subpar. And ZLO is already up the middle, which is actually quite normal for him. I should have... It's not so much that he left his base very early, but he likes to send his ACU to the middle. And so... that's not great for us, but having a shield on the Mongoose is pretty nice. Gives us plenty of room to play around with, and we can actually fight his ACU a little bit. We have been raided extremely heavily. I have 1 mechs on the right. Both the mechs on the left have been killed, and the engineers building them have been raided. So we send the minimum units to the right side to take back that expansion, and everything else going down the left, where he does not have an ACU. So attack there. We also have to try and get our expansion. And we have to stop building a air factory because we can't afford the mass. Just assist my own air factory, that's all we should do. So, this is the moment of counterattack. He's used his earlier unit advantage, and now he shouldn't have it anymore. I should have the unit advantage in T2 units. So, oh, that's scary. When you drop and a bomber immediately flies over your head. Hoping to get some kills with my flak, but that didn't work out. And his bomber attacks the factory, which is perfect for me. Saves my engineer on the surface there, on the plateau, and also my flak. I'm pretty sure got some inti kills there in the end, which is nice. Also, I'm building PDs in the middle. And why did I do that? Let me see if I can come up with a rationalization, a good one. I think, I don't know, see, I just do things sort of instinctually and then afterwards think about them. So, in this case, I guess his AC was in the middle, mine was not in the middle. I have a T2 engineer available in the middle. One T2 PD will cover the entire gap in the center of the map, and I'm sending every other unit down the sides. So, especially on the left side, I want to send a lot of units because the ACU isn't there to defend that expansion. And I'm accidentally building a shit ton of air scouts. Add another air factory because we're overflowing power. And attack. And you can see I have now a very nice map presence. And his left side expansion is still denied. And this time up against not just Mongoose, I'm up against pillars. And I spotted ZLO making the gun there as well. My expansion here is very slow, which is sad. But it'll have to do. Now I sent a couple of Mongoose to the middle, and that is to protect against just ZLO reacting with a single MML. You can't continue to just build only PDs here, because then he will just build an MML and kill them all. Or build two and kill them all very quickly. So we send a couple of Mongoose there, and they're just to defend the engineer and the PDs, basically. And I can send more there if needs be, but to start with, we'll just send a couple. Get rid of that PD. Again, stalling mass. I need to stop this mass stalling crap. It is not good at all. But my position is very good on this map. He still hasn't taken this bottom expansion. It is made up for slightly by the fact that he has his plateau and has had for a long time. This in the bottom right is a bit embarrassing. It will be embarrassing in a moment. Try and do some raiding with those Mongoose in the middle. See, I sent a couple to the middle, and they are now going to attack the Hydra on 2 mexes. And I'm making an upgrade in the water in the middle of the map as well. So, what are we thinking about here? Well, thinking try not to lose the entire expansion on the right to pillars, because now my ACU isn't there to defend, so that's a problem. Send some engineers on a desperate mission to deal with that, and try not to lose my very important Mongoose army on the left side. If I miss micro the army on the left, it's going to be very bad for me. Also, I don't think I have a... Don't think I have a shield with that. No, I don't. No shield there, which is a mistake. I should always have shields. That drop was a bit ambitious. Okay, let's get another P-gen up, because we do need it. Also, I have an idle T2 support factory. That's not good. We've not a bad overcharge. And we have a decent air force, which I feel quite good about. Now he's running away from ACU. I cannot afford to chase those units. It will lead to my death. Premature death. But still, he hasn't taken the left side. So that's all I'm thinking. He's just, okay, still doesn't have it, still doesn't have it. Now I'm gonna maybe try drop some T2 engineer there. Maybe I can get PD even. It's unlikely, but it could happen. Now we're gonna take our expansion back, get this reclaim up here that we haven't gotten yet. And once again, disgusting Mastall. PDs look a bit silly in the middle now, to be honest. Trying to get a mix upgrade. ZLO has no mix upgrades, so I was looking there. I was also looking to see if he maybe gone T3 land. Just because that would be quite bad for me. That was a... yeah. I messed up with my Mongoose there, and they are getting crushed. Just as I really needed them to defend those engineers that I dropped. Also, those gunships there were one of them is shooting the cliffs instead of, you know, the anti-air should be shooting. But now we have gunships and we have decent air force, so I'm just gonna spam a lot of gunships until ZLO shows me what kind of air force he has. He has a shit ton of pillars, that's for sure. Now I see his ACU and I say, if he doesn't have flak, I'm gonna take him out. And he doesn't have flak. So here we go. Let's just go for it. There's no reason not to. He's quite far from the water. Shooting pillars is not that great. I nearly send my air away, but I don't. That would be a terrible decision. Now here comes his air force. And while he's killing my gunships to save his low HP ACU, I can easily kill all of his inties. And he is pretty low HP now. In the red, I think. We need some scouting on the right side for those Mongoose to do anything, so... well, we make some scouts. And we queue up some radar. This is a wonderful fight. Those Mongoose... retreating away from the pillars in single file, just getting absolutely destroyed. And then the gunships working on the rest of the army. So now I decide, well, let's just go T3 land. My ACU is moving pretty far forward. I thought that might be T2PD or something, but it probably wasn't. Accidentally messed up an overcharge there, which is quite sad. And I also accidentally made a lot of T2 engineers there, so we should be... and I saw I had mass in the bank, that's why I went for the T3 land. If you don't have mass in the bank, I don't think you should make T3 land, honestly. Especially in a game like this. And now suddenly I'm like, oh, where did all these units come from? And the ACU. I did not expect him for some reason to come out of the water, because he was so low HP. But of course, him seeing me stride forward with no units with me definitely enticed him, and somehow I got away with that. That was a lucky escape. But I think the T3 land switch would have been good there. I think that was what was needed. And I had mass in the bank, had a lot of build power. So I should not have strode forward into nowhere. But there we go. I think that is the end of this video. Just a little run through of some POV gameplay that I did off stream versus ZLO. Let me know what you think about the Mongoose now. And thanks for watching. Let me know if you enjoy this kind of video. Try and give people some slightly different things every now and then. So yeah, let me know what you think, and check out links and stuff after the video and in the description. That's it. I'll see you next time, guys.